Hello, hello, hello. I did not just grab this at 1 second left. I've always been prepared. Here. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And we can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently just drinking on some water because hydration is important. But if I was drinking anything else, you know I would be drinking out of my cup mug. Can I full of cup mugs? Can I full of cup mugs? Beer, 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 beer. All right. I'm having way too much fun with that. You can get your cup mug or any of our cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. The link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically here in the US. So there are no excuses. Belgium, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at all of you. Get your cup merch, period.
Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I decided to wear my milk shirt. How
Period.
strong she is, milk does a body good, for
Yes,
sure.
it does.
Speaking of milk, I'm drinking water. Hey, and you've got more water than me, I
I
think.
do. I have
Barely.
more than you
Not
this
by
time.
much. It's pretty close.
Yeah. It's all
Got a
right.
few ridges more.
A few ridges, but maybe we'll finish it. Maybe we won't.
Maybe.
We'll see. But it's just us. We're just doing our thing today, hanging out, talking about a little Belgique drag race. But before we do that, we're gonna ask you to subscribe. You're here. Take the time to hit the button. It takes a half a second to do that. Hit the button, subscribe to the channel. Let us know you support us, and we appreciate you because we're doing this for you guys. Absolutely. So we're talking about almost all things drag and drag race over here. So if that's your thing, hit that button. Hit that join button to join our tea room, our membership channel. $5 a month to get some very exclusive content that probably won't come out on this main channel. So you gotta be a member to see it. Or you can, if you like Patreon better, go join us on Patreon. Same $5, same exclusive content, and you can find that link in our link tree in the description below. And also, if you're a fan of reality TV, we got a channel for you. Go to the Cup TV where we do almost all things reality TV. And we got a lot of stuff coming at you this week and coming at you soon. So go over there, subscribe to that channel at the Cup TV. And if you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, we got a channel for you over there as well. You can go subscribe at the Cup ESC. It's heating up over there because all the songs have to be out by the 16th. So everybody's rushing to put their songs in at the last minute. So they got a lot of content coming out over there. So please go subscribe to that if you're a fan of Eurovision. And if you just want to give us the super things, you see that little dollar sign down there between underneath me and David right now? Hit that. Give us the super thanks. Anything that you give us, is greatly appreciated, and it goes right back into this channel to help us grow better, stronger, better grower, all of those things. So, if that's what you want to do, a one-time thing, that's great. We'll appreciate it. And yeah, thanks. So, we got all the business stuff out of the line. Now we're back. We're here. We're doing it, and they were all back in the workroom. Sadly, somebody went home.
There's a lot less Faye now. Not more Faye. There's less Faye.
Somebody went home. Morphe went home. It's not cute. But Morphe left because Morphe said this was not good for her mental health. And I respect that. So Morphe is gone.
We've seen a lot of people, like, in February, we
Mm-hmm.
watched 3 different people bow out of drag shows.
Absolutely.
One person from a Survivor show too.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like people are like, you know what? My mental health comes first. And I respect that.
mhm.
I
Me too.
respect that a lot. So Morphe's gone. Everybody's kind of like, we hate to see her leave, but we understand and we respect her decision. Now, something that caught my attention. I don't know if it caught your attention, but David, but it caught mine because Miss Loulou Velvet was talking about her lip sync for her life.
Mm.
And she was talking about how amazing she was and how great it was. And I was like, did we watch the same lip sync?
We didn't because she didn't watch it.
She didn't watch it. She just lived it.
She lived it. Everybody else watched it. And I have a feeling some of the queens are probably like, yeah, I could do better. I could do better.
I was like, I mean, it was it wasn't nothing. I mean, if she could have took that moment to just like for real scare everybody into being that girl you don't want to lip sync against. But she gave me, go girl, give me nothing. I guess sure.
It was disappointing for sure. Go back and watch our podcast from last week. You'll hear us talk all about it.
Absolutely, it'll be right there. Ding. But yeah, I was like, not the most iconic, but sure, girl. In your mind, you ate it up. You ate one down for sure, and we are let that sink in.
Let that sink in.
We let this sink in for sure. But that was the one thing I was like, oh, okay, sure. But
yeah, that didn't stand out to me, but I'm glad you brought it to my attention because I'm like, really? Okay.
so I was like, okay, sure. I mean, in your world. But that was it. Everybody got undragged and everybody was kind of like, all right, let's get into another day. And so they come to the work week and they do their scream for Morphe, which I think is very cute. It's like, oh, like that was very cute of them. I'm trying to remember everything that happened, if anything stood out. Not really.
Yeah, I didn't really write anything down. I just have the mini challenge.
Yeah. And so Rita comes in and she calls out the Fritz crew because it's time for a mini challenge. And I mean, I was prepared because I saw the previews, but it's still always very jarring for me personally, when this happens. But they brought out the puppets.
Because everybody loves puppets.
Except me.
Except Lana.
I don't. I was like, oh no, the puppet challenge, but whatever. And see, and this was prime example why I don't like puppet challenges because they're not that funny. And this one was not that funny. I was so disappointed.
Yeah. Well, Alvilda got to. This was interesting. This is the first time I think they've ever done this. Usually you stick your hand in a box and you just pull somebody out. But Alvilda got to pick who was doing whose puppet.
Right.
So she was going to do Gabanna's. Gabanna was going to do Veuve. Veuve was going to do Chloe Clark. Chloe Clark was going to do Star. And Star was going to do Loulou Velvet, meaning Loulou Velvet would be doing Alvilda.
Right. And that's the order that they went. And they had 15 minutes to put the puppets in quick drag. And everybody kept burning themselves with the hot glue gun. Like, ah. I was like, oh, that's the funniest part of this whole challenge is everybody burning themselves. But they get the puppets together. They get them done. And they go prepare. Now, like I said, I found it disappointing. David, you might have some standouts. I mean, but I think the only person that stood out to me that I even felt I remotely chuckled at something they said was Leveve doing Chloe. I think that was the only one for me that I was like, okay.
Yeah, I agree on Lvov. Yeah, I wrote down 3 of my favorites, and they were Lvov, Gabanna, and Alvilda. And this is an interesting one because just because you do like you can be very funny, but if you don't have a person that's funny, it's going to be too hard. So I think some people kind of suffered more because they had a person that they couldn't really work a lot with. Like, what was anybody going to do with Star? What was anybody going to do with Loulou Velvet? But I did like Alvilda. I think Alvilda was smart to pick Gabanna because she got to do like a lot of the Gabanna isms, like the shut up or the illegal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were my favorites.
I can see that. I can see that. It was fine. It was like I say, I'm not a fan of puppets, y'all. I'm sorry. Just not a fan of this challenge. So I just kind of was like zoned out when and I was like trying to watch this in the middle of playing a game. Okay, I'm being transparent. Trying to play a game and I was just like, ooh, this is not funny. Let me focus back on this game. But yeah, so I'm sorry if I seem a little down on the puppets, but I do not like puppets. Sorry. But after the puppet challenge, we find out who the winner of the mini challenge is, and it was Love.
Deserve.
I'm about to say, you know what?
Deserve.
Yep. And Chloe, you deserve some credit for for giving material to Lvov.
Absolutely. I was like, I laughed at Chloe a little bit, so I wasn't mad at that. But Lvov wins. Good for her. And so then we get the announcement that we're going to be doing Snatch Game. I said, oh, another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Yes.
Another one. Yes, because I had just watched UK versus the World right before I watched Belgique. And I was like, oh, Snatch Game again.
Yep.
Cool.
It's 4 different ones that we've watched in the past couple weeks.
Yep. I'm over Snatch Game. I'm gonna have to say it. I'm over it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to see my reactions to my Snatch Game to UK versus the World, yeah, that'll be up there somewhere. Ding, ding, there.
Look at all this work you're causing yourself.
Right.
But yeah, I it's always been like for the longest time that people were always like, when's it going to be Snatch Game? When's it going to be Snatch Game in a season? And honestly, like it's not the challenge I'm looking forward to the most anymore. Like I much more look forward to design challenges, balls, musicals are usually very fun. But I'm kind of over Snatch Game. It's and I'll be honest, it's very hard for me to get into them when I don't know the characters and I don't get the type of humor from like a different country. It doesn't always translate. In fact, I wish I was there for the UK because I don't think it was a coincidence that we had some people who were very successful in Snatch Game in their countries not do
Not so
well.
much in this one. Yeah.
Yep. Because humor doesn't always translate culturally.
Well,
when you're expecting people to be in a box, and if I'm expecting the Belgique people to cater towards my senses,
right.
Like what's funny for me, it's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen because they don't find what we find funny or some vice versa. Like we could be doing our best top comedy person's whole repertoire, just giving it to them, and they'll be like, "I don't get it." You're like, "This would kill with my folks." Of course it would. It was interesting. I'll tell you my thoughts after we get off the air about what I thought about UK versus the World.
Sounds good.
But yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. So everybody is excited about Snatch Game. Everybody's excited. Well, some more than others are excited about Snatch Game. And we get the walkthrough from Rita to come through to see who everybody's doing. Now, I don't know about you, David, I was like, oh, okay, I know this person. Okay, I know this person. Oh, that's an interesting character. That's an interesting take on a character. I have no idea who this person is. I don't know who this person is either, but I'm interested. I'm interested. So Chloe was gonna do Gollum's sister from Lord of the Rings, and I was like, "Huh?" But okay, like I wasn't mad at it, but I was like, "But that's an interesting take on a character that doesn't say much." I thought it was smart though, because Gollum does not say much. Gollum has that funny voice and only does like my pretty. I'm not gonna try attempt to do a Gollum
My
voice.
precious.
My
My
precious.
pretty.
I said my pretty. My precious. I don't watch Lord of the Rings.
So would you know who Tolkien was?
No.
Rita comes up and she says, "So are you doing some Tolkien?" Chloe's like, "No." She's like, "Well, I think you are." She's like, "No, I'm not. Nope." Are you sure? Nope, not doing Tolkien.
He's like, I'm not doing it.
Tolkien wrote, I'm not doing Tolkien. No, it wasn't that extreme, but yeah, Chloe clearly didn't know who wrote Lord of the Rings.
No. And look, Chloe, I'm right there with you. I would have not known who wrote Lord of the Rings either. You'd be like, you're doing Tolkien. I'm like, I have no idea who that is. But you're doing God. Oh, he wrote that? I have no idea. No idea. So yeah, I'm with you with that, Chloe.
I think it's fun seeing like people on Drag Race, like more and more recently, just get away from doing like actual famous people. It started off, it was always famous women. And then we started getting some famous men in there. And then we started getting like female versions of famous people. And then we got some fictional characters in there. And Chloe's like, I'm doing a fictional character's made up relative and I'm going to make it work.
Absolutely. I love that for her. I was like, word, Chloe. I like where you going with this. See, I'm interested. Like it piqued my interest to see what she could do with it when I found out that's what she was doing. And then we had Veuve was going to do Joan of Arc. And I was like,
2 for 2 for knowing the character or the inspiration behind the character.
Absolutely. I was like,
Let's see if we can keep it up. Let's see if we can get to 4.
Okay, I know we can get 3 because Gabanna is doing Frida Gallo.
Okay, we're at 3.
We're at 3. It was like, oop, I know her work.
And we learned a lot about her last year, didn't we?
Absolutely. So that was like, ooh, my learning is coming in. I'm still learning.
Yes, we watched La Mas Draga and learned a lot about
and they were on Drag Race España. They did Frida.
No,
Mexico. They did Frida. So I was like, oh, I'm learning. I know Frida. And then Star gave us Little Red Riding Hood.
Ding, ding, ding. We hit 4. We hit 4.
Period. I knew 4. I knew 4
2/3 of the characters.
Absolutely. And that's where it ends. Because I have no idea who Alvilda's character was.
Characters.
Yes.
Yes. Their names were, what were their names?
I don't know.
Cricket Rockwell?
Cricket something.
And Anne something. She's a protester. Anne the protester.
Right. So is
gay protester.
Oh, so Anne is the person who was Croquette was the one who is somebody who was homophobic or something?
No, I think that was Anne.
Oh, Anne was the homophobic one.
Yes, the second character that
she yeah, for sure. Because she's like, I'm around a whole bunch of homosexuals. I don't want to be known.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Yeah. Interesting characters. I had no idea who they were, but sure. And then Loulou Velvet
was Yolande Moreau.
I had no idea who that was either.
And that's okay. The one thing I ask is if I don't know who your character is, I want you to make me know who they are.
Okay. And those are who the characters were. I didn't forget anybody. Nope, I didn't.
Nope.
Oh, we did not. But I was like, okay, let's see how this works. I was interested. I was like, all right, let's let's go. Let's see how this works. I don't know how it's going to work, but I was interested to see. But let's go to the snatch game, David. Shall
Let's see
we?
it.
Shall we? Let me pull that up. The snatch game. So I think we'll do what I did for snatch game. We can just go through each person and give a little bit of a how we felt they did in the snatch game. And
Mhm.
we'll start at this bottom row. Let's start with Star as Little Red Riding Hood.
Okay, so Star was the worst snatch game. No, I'm kidding. I actually did not hate Star in this.
Mhm.
And I think it probably helped that she did a character that I know, and I think she picked a character that there's a lot of wiggle room because you if you're going to be like a fairy tale character, then you can use all fairy tales, and she did. She definitely made different references. One thing that she said that kind of made me laugh was when she was talking about how she likes to sit on Pinocchio's nose. I was like, okay, that's dirty. Come on. Um,
Mhm.
so I did not necessarily think she was going to be in bottom for this,
Mhm.
but I think it helps that I couldn't tell that she's not a native. I think this was the first episode I realized she's not a native French speaker. So
Mhm.
I didn't get the nervousness. I didn't get like any issues with her French in it. I thought she was all right.
Yeah, I thought she was okay. I didn't hate it, but I think she was forgettable for
Mm,
me. Like it was nothing that was too memorable besides the Pinocchio's nose because that one was funny.
yeah.
Because I was like, oh yeah, especially with the content of the question that was asked and about the and like twerking, and I was like, I mean, you could twerk on Pinocchio's nose and oop oop oop. That's something else. That's a whole other situation that's happening here. But yeah, I thought that was pretty. That was funny, but overall, I felt like her performance was kind of lack,
Mhm.
not memorable, not enough for me to go like Star. That was, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
You would expect better from her knowing she's such a
Absolutely,
seasoned queen.
absolutely, and I'm sure she does a lot of MC work, and I was expecting her to just be able to come off the dome with some whips and some quips and make me just like, oh, she's hilarious. But I think
Mhm.
maybe like the nerves apparently got to her. I don't know. Yeah. But we moved to Gabanna doing this Frida Kahlo.
Yeah, so the only thing I wrote next to Gabbana, and I feel bad about it. Sorry if you're watching Gabbana. I put clearly the worst.
Oh,
But then I have to ask myself, was it that she was clearly the worst, or was she clearly the person they showed us the least from? Because
hmm.
I barely remember seeing her at all during the snatch game. But maybe that's a problem. She didn't demand the attention.
Mhm.
So I don't know, especially knowing what we know about Frida Kahlo and how like the crazy stuff
Yeah,
she's gone through, the health issues.
yeah,
I just would have expected more from this character.
right. I agree. I feel like I mean your notes isn't wrong. She was clearly the worst, and I feel like it's the answer to that question. Is it because we didn't see her, or is it because it's probably the answer is because she was that bad that they didn't have enough to show her.
Mm,
Unfortunately, sorry, Gabbana. I know you watch, and I'm not hating on you because I still adore you. I just don't think this was your shining moment for you. Like you've had better moments on the show. This just wasn't it. And I'm gonna keep it real. We just gotta keep
yeah.
it real on the show. This is
Sorry.
what we do here. Sorry. Ooh, but we love you. Then we moved to Alvilda.
Yeah, Alvilda, I think she started off really strong. Like
Mhm.
I said, this was a character I don't know. but I was getting the impression like of who this character was, who they embody, even if it isn't perfectly accurate, it still gave me a character. So that's all I ask for. Now, I don't know if you've seen this before, but this has happened a few times where people are like, ooh, let me play two different
I
characters. So
have
I'm
seen
gonna
it.
okay, yes. So she decided to make a change and go for this other character who was I guess somebody who became famous for protesting gay rights. Even though she doesn't have a problem with gay people, apparently, she just I don't even remember what she said. But I thought this was a mistake. I think she killed her momentum a bit, and I don't remember anything standing out from that second character. And then we come to find out later on, she took way too long to switch over to that character.
Yeah.
So I really wish she had just stuck with the one.
Every time I see somebody do multiple characters, I'm like, no, just stick with the one because it never turns out right or well. I said that with Kelly when Kelly Hilton did it in Germany, and I was like, oh, don't switch. Oh, she switched, and it didn't. Like the second character was like an afterthought. We saw it with somebody else. I can't remember who it was, but they did a second one, and it was same thing. Like I've seen it 3 times, and every time it's been the same thing. Like, oh no, the second character is an afterthought. It doesn't make any sense. It took you too long to switch into the next outfit anyway, and then now it's like now I feel like blindsided and thrown off by this whole other persona. It's just I feel like it's not enough time in Snatch Game for them to do that. And when they choose to do that, I know they're just trying to do something to be different and be, stand out. It just work.
I will say you haven't seen it, but season 8 of US Drag Race, I think that's the first time it happened. And it was Bob the drag queen. She did Azuzo. I cannot remember her name. Crazy Eyes from Orange is the New Black. Yes. And then she also did Carol Channing.
Okay.
And it worked. It worked. She pulled off both. The Carol Channing was even better. But I think she won that Snatch Game.
Okay.
So it can work. It's just rare.
Just have to check that out because I have not seen one that was successful yet, and starting to get annoying. It's like, no, don't do it. But yeah, I thought it was an afterthought, and I wish it was just stuck with the first one. Let's move up to the second row behind Miss Alvilda is Chloe Clark, and she's Gollum's sister.
Oh, Chloe. Okay. I was prepared to talk about Loulou, but
Chloe.
Well,
we go down there. We go that way. We go that way.
Okay.
Loulou. Let's do Loulou.
Okay, we'll talk about Loulou. So Loulou, she's in the same boat as Alvilda for me, where I wanted to like figure out who the character was. I actually did not really feel like I understood her character by the end of it. I got the voice. She seemed committed to her delivery of it, but I don't know who that person is. So she was actually one of my lesser favorites. She might have been in my bottom 2, if I'm being honest. Which seems kind of unpopular based on the judging. Right. But yeah, I was a little disappointed with it.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, and I felt like she took too long for her deliveries. That was what it was. Like I felt like she was saying so much that I'm like, get to the joke. And it was taking so long to get to the punchline that I lost interest. It was just like, okay. Like when she had that whole long poem, and I was just like, just get to the point. This whole soliloquy, like, okay. But yeah, I felt like she was trying to say so many words in such a little time that it just dragged on for it. It just didn't land. It was like the plane was circling and never landed for me. But that probably because I don't know who the character is. So that could be another thing. So it could be a lost in translation thing. I'm fully able to admit that. Like it could be lost in translation for me. But still, these are how I feel about it. So yeah. So moving on to Miss Loulou Velvet as Joan of Arc.
Veuve.
I said Loulou Velvet. Veuve as Joan of Arc.
Yeah, I thought she started off pretty strong. But for me, I think she faded a lot. Like the more it went on, like the less I noticed her. She's another one that could have been in the bottom half for me, honestly, which I didn't expect because I was like, if anybody's winning this challenge, it's Veuve. But yeah, it felt like she had some good ideas, but she used them all up too early and then just didn't have anywhere to go.
I liked her character. For me, I thought she had the most thought out plan and what she wanted, and she had a lot of tricks to go with what she wanted. Like, I think my favorite gag was the smoking book and then the smoking log that she brought out of butt. It was like, there's this log and it's still smoking, and it was just like crazy. But I do agree, she started off so strong, and I was like, yes, she go give it to us. She gonna give us a lot of burning at the stakes and kind of, just all kind of stuff. But then it was like the jokes kind of, okay, that was cute. It was cute. Nothing that I was like cackling over, and I don't think anybody in this cast made me cackle over anything. It was just everything was just, it was cute. I didn't find her too offensive, but I didn't find her like super great. Like, I wouldn't watch this Snatch Game over again. So, and then finally we'll go to Miss Chloe Clark.
Yes, Chloe. Chloe was actually kind of the opposite of Veuve for me. So she started off like clearly committed to the character, which I really appreciate that she did something like so out of the box. Like, she's been pretty composed from what we've seen. I don't feel like they've been showing Chloe as much as most of the other people, which kind of sucks. But I would just like seeing her go stupid with it. My only issue with the first couple of questions that she got is I felt like she was giving very like, I don't know, too straightforward of like Gollum answers, like my precious or hobbits. And it was after those first two questions, she started to kind of break out of the typical Gollum sayings and infuse some more like personality into her answers, I thought. So I appreciated it the more it went on. And then I thought it was so funny when she ended up with the wig, and I was like, whose wig is that? But then I was like, oh, that's Alvilda's wig. And I did get confirmation she took Alvilda's wig after the character changed. So I thought that was funny. And she's like putting on lipstick. So she always kept drawing my eye, and that's why I think she was so successful in the Snatch Game.
That was the funniest part to me, when she took the wig, and it was like Gollum. I felt like Gollum is like, his sister would be like, in this situation, was like, all these women have hair. I don't have hair, and they're all made up and have makeup. I don't have, I want to be pretty too. And so she has the opportunity to take the wig, and I'm like, yes, that's how you do Snatch Game. If you have the opportunity to take something and make it funny, and like she put the wig on and like you said, start putting on makeup, like, I'm gonna be pretty girl too. I love that. I thought that was the best thing that she could have done. And I agree with you. It started off a little like, okay, very typical Gollum, but it went and developed into Gollum's sister. And I was like, yeah, I'm not him, I'm her. And I loved it. I thought she was funny. To me, I was like, there's no question she should have won the Snatch Game. Like, if she does not win Snatch Game, I don't know what show we're watching. Because I thought she had the best, like, development throughout the entire game. It's like she didn't start off bad. She just started off typical. But she just got better and better and better along.
She loosened up, I think, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so overall, I thought this was
everybody was flawed to a degree.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So Snatch Game is over. We go back to the runway, the workroom, and everybody's talking about how they felt like they did in Snatch Game. And I will be honest, I had to hurry up through the workroom stuff to get to the runway. So if I missed anything, I'm just gonna leave that up to David to talk about the workroom.
Yeah, it was when they get back to the workroom, we hear Star talking about that she's clearly the worst in the Snatch game. And I was like, okay, so the Snatch game didn't make sense to me because I thought she was in the top half personally. But then we get some conversations. It seems to be Veuve and Loulou. They're talking about their drag personas and how those have helped them become more comfortable in their bodies. Like the padding, it's just made them feel more secure when they've had dysmorphia. So I thought that was a very interesting conversation. It feels like we have a lot of the same people having these conversations, and I know other people are having these conversations too. So I wish they would show us a little bit more of like Star and Chloe, because why aren't we seeing them?
Right.
Is
Absolutely.
it because they don't speak French as their first language?
Maybe.
Even Gabanna, they haven't really shown having the workroom conversations. It's always Loulou, Veuve, and Alvilda, and I'm happy that those three are very open. I kind of want to get to know everybody.
Everybody. I mean, but I feel like if you go invite them on the show, shouldn't matter what their first language is. Just make sure they can speak it enough. I don't know.
Because I know they're talking about it.
Of course they're talking. I'm sure they're not just sitting in the workroom like not listening to these people. I'm just gonna get dressed. No, they're talking. They're having those same conversations.
But yeah, I did think this was a very interesting conversation because like I've had dysmorphia myself, and like I'm not always comfortable in my skin, so I'm like, wait, would doing drag fix that? Would I feel better about my boy body if I did drag?
Go ahead and do it, David. Go ahead and do it.
I don't know about that.
I would love to see you in drag. Oh my gosh, I would love it.
I always wonder, would I look like so much older if I was in drag? Like, would I look all wrinkly?
I don't think so.
Some people just look. It's weird because
the
some people
makeup.
get dragged up and they will look so much older. Other people get in drag and they look so much younger. And I'm like, which am I?
Look, we need to find you like some really good makeup artists who can really beat your face, and I think I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Okay, we'll go to DragCon, and if any of the Belgique queens are watching, you can put me in face.
Ooh, you know who would do it?
Who?
You know who would do it? Rita Mingyu, because she said she would put me in face. She said she would put me in face. I think she would put you in face.
But I want to keep the facial hair because
absolutely,
I don't like how I look without it.
Veuve could do it. Veuve could show you how to do it. Oh, I think it'd be great. Okay.
Oh, and I was also very happy because we were watching the workroom conversations, and you could see Veuve was putting on makeup on the beard.
On the beard.
Like, yay! I want to see it like you do something with the beard, and so I appreciate it.
I appreciate that. That's what I was excited for too. But I think, are we there?
We're there.
I didn't move fast enough, but that's okay. We're still there. I was trying to go fast.
Oh, so that gives you. I see the whole purpose. I never even caught that.
What?
You play the music to give you time to pull up the slideshow.
Absolutely, and change it over to the next one. If we started with the Snatch Game thing, and because it was still right here, and I was like, let me move it over and then get to the right spot. But yeah,
we're here. That look to Eve like Eve to me. That is Eve's kind of drag.
Oh, Eve
with the big head wraps and the long slit. That's Eve's.
Drag. Oh yeah, Eve would totally rock that. And speaking of that beautiful queen, that is Cicely de Jonga. She was one of our guest judges, and the other guest judge is Charles. And I think they look great. I think Miss Cicely is eaten down for sure. Charles looks good. And then I think our judging panel looks good today. I think they look all right.
Yeah, I don't have any complaints here.
Not really. Not really. I don't like this shirt from Moosty that much, but
yeah. Leo looks like she's about to go to the circus.
Absolutely. She's the grandmaster. The ringmaster of the circus.
The ringmaster, yes.
At the circus. Yeah, she's a ring dance to the circus. But you know what? She rocking it. And if I was her age and I could still rock a leotard, I would do it. Work. Work, mama. Category is in rollers, baby. Work, Logan. This is cute. I like how
I love that background.
I love the whole thing. You're stupid and I hate you. Because I was looking like, is it not today? Am I crazy? But I love the image and the way the wording. So work, Logan. Oh, up first is Chloe Clark.
Yeah, I like this. I'll just go ahead and say I think this is my second favorite on the runway tonight. I really especially love the headpiece, the shiny. Like I got the whole, like if she was going for the movie Alien, I definitely got that. So yeah, I thought this was really cute. Like this is not the most extravagant look, but it's effective, especially for this runway. It works. She clearly had some trouble balancing. What's funny is I'm gonna spill some tea, Lana. I'm gonna throw your tea out here. So Lana was actually watching this runway right before we started recording.
Yes.
And she was like, why is she on skates if she can't skate? And I'm like, Lana, I didn't know. She said, why was Chloe on skates if she couldn't skate? And I didn't realize she was watching it at that time. And I'm like, Lana, they were all on skates. I thought she had watched the episode and was like,
no,
just specifically like, why was Chloe on skates?
I was literally just at Chloe at the time. I'm like, why is she on skates if she not can't skate? And Dave was like, they're all on skates. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like,
get your skate on, baby.
It's like that's the runway theme. I was like, oh, well, I guess I should have just kept watching it. And he was like, oh, you're watching it now. So yeah, that was our conversation before I got on the air. I was going to watch everything this morning, but I woke up super late and I didn't have time to watch it. But I was watching it as we got on the air.
Look, it's fresh in your mind.
It is very fresh because
it's not fresh in my mind. It's been a couple days.
It's very fresh, but I was like, "Oh, Chloe on these skates, girl." But once I found the theme, I was like, "Oh, well then, fine. You're good. You're good." Because as we will see, everybody had most of them had trouble balancing on these skates. But I like this look as well. I thought it was really good. I thought it fit her well. I thought it looked good on her. And even with the unbalancing, she worked it out. She got through it. And I think she, like Chloe Clark, her makeup is never going to miss. I'm just saying, her makeup is never going to miss. And she looks so stunningly androgynous and beautiful in this picture. Like, in with this, so good. It's so good. I've come to a point to just know Chloe's going to be beautiful in the face.
She's all reliable.
Yes, very much reliable. We never go miss in the face.
And also honestly, no nude.
Right. No nude allude. She took off. She was like, she was going to show her chest. And she talked about how she was very weary of showing anything. She's not comfortable. But she went there with Gollum and she went with no chest, no cover up or anything. And
is that painted on there? Is that makeup?
On the chest?
Yeah.
Oh no, I think that's fabric.
Okay, I thought it was fabric, but yeah. Also, I don't know what Chloe has to worry about. I think she's got a perfectly fine chest.
Absolutely. Chloe, you're amazing, by the way. Chloe, just one time. But yeah, I love this. Scores, David.
I gave this an 80.
I gave it a 96.
Ooh,
stunning.
You always make me look bad.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I just like what I like. Like, I like this. Veuve is,
Yeah, I like this too. This is definitely in my top half. I thought it was like a really interesting character that we were getting from her. Like, it almost feels like something out of like Mad Max or something like that. It did at times. I was like, is it a little costumey? And when I say costumey, I mean, like, do I see it more as a costume or more as a drag look? And if I'm being honest, I think overall I see it more as a good costume than a drag look. And I think what would have helped is better proportions, because I did not really get drag proportions from her body. Like if there had been better padding or some shape, some curves, it just felt like very natural body, which is how a lot of queens do it, and that's fine. But not all of us love that. So it can work sometimes. For this, I don't think it worked as well, but I still like the look for what it is, if that makes sense.
No, I get it, because this is a great costume. This is a great costume. If this was the category was costumes and fictional costume characters, she would be great. But this is still a drag competition, and that's the only part of it. I still want it dragged up a little bit. I still want you to give me a costume, but drag it up. Give me something that, like I would have loved, like you said, more shape. Like if she would have gave me this, cinched the hips, gave me some body padding and body boobs. It was just like slinging her thing around. I would have like lived for this. This just looks like somebody doing the cosplay, and which is fine because it's a really good cosplay, but it's just not drag that I want. But it's still good. Like it's not gonna get a low score at all because it's still good. But it's just I miss the drag element of this. But I do appreciate her making the beard to match the costume. I appreciate that because that's all I wanted in other things. But scores.
I gave it a 78.
I gave it 89.
Okay.
I'm gonna make you look bad again.
You sure are, the whole time.
All the time. We move to Loulou Velvet.
Yeah, so I guess she was going for a Raquel Welch homage here. She was one that was really stumbling quite a bit. But overall, I don't know. I thought it was fine. I'm trying to see if it reminded me of. Yeah, okay. So the reference that I got more than Raquel Welch is I had to Google to make sure I'm not crazy. I almost got like Evil Knievel from this. I think just from the shape of it. But yeah, I don't know. Like, what does Raquel Welch have to do with skating? She probably has something to do with it. I kind of like the pants, and I kind of wish she had kept them on. Because I don't know if showing the cat there was enough to save this. A better wig would have been nice. I don't know. It was fine. It was fine.
For me, she gave me like a 70s roller derby girl, but not in like the cute roller derby girl who's like I'm not like you've seen the roller derby who's like I'm tank or I'm muscle and she gave me the one who's like, I mean, I'm here and I'm cute and I'm strong, but you will never know it because I'm too cute. Like she flips the hair, but she'll actually tear you up on the roller derby ring. It didn't give me Raquel Welch. It just gave me somebody who was on roller skates in the 70s. Yep. You know what I mean? It's fine.
First time on roller skates.
First time on roller skates. Like she's like, I want to do roller derby, so I'm gonna try it. Whoa. But I'm gonna dance. Whoa, wait, no. Yeah, I thought I love how she saved it with the dance every time, but it's okay. It's nothing it's just okay. It's fine though. It's fine. Scores.
I gave her 68.
You gave her 73.
Okay.
Not that far off.
Right. We're getting closer.
Alvilda.
This was it for me. This was it. Oh my gosh. I love this. So I already like horror type of aesthetics on drag shows. So this gave me like the creepiest clown that I needed here. I love the whole like thing opening her mouth like that. And you can't see it because I think this top picture was taken later. But when she was first doing the runway, she even had like little sparkles all on her teeth. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. Just the amount of detail I really appreciated. I really love the wig. This is so good. This is so good. She's like becoming the runway girl this season for me, which I didn't expect. I knew she was going to bring it, but I didn't know she was going to bring it this hard. Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this look. I love what she did with this. I love the wig. I love the makeup. I love the outfit. I love that she put the platform on top of the skate to make it look like a different boot for the skate. I really did enjoy this a lot. It made me it definitely made me sit up a little bit like, oh, okay. If I had one complaint, I don't like the color that much. But it's just too pink. It's like it's too pink. I would have rather seen more of like the different layers of pink if we're gonna do like it just felt like too Pepto Bismol-y for me. And it was nothing to break that up once I got past her makeup. You know what I mean? Once I got to the neck down, there was nothing breaking up that pink for me, but just Pepto Bismol. But that is the smallest critique you can give something so good. And it's still good. It's still good. So scores.
I gave her a 92.
And I still scored out better than you. I gave her a 98.
Okay.
As I said, it was just the smallest in school. Okay. That's funny. Gabanna.
I thought this was cute. Funny thing is, when she first came out, I think it was a wig, kind of gave me like some wigs that we've seen from Alvilda. So it was like, Alvilda again? Oh, no, that's Gabanna. I think this is a very cute look, but it's a little like, I don't know. I feel like it's missing a strong point of view. Actually, I say that, but I think I missed what the point of view was, because when you were watching, you said that she was the skate.
She was a repurposed skate. She used a repurposed skate.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
It just didn't translate to me. And this is where I don't always catch what they're saying in the subtitles. So I missed it. I did think it was cute. I just wasn't super excited by it. Oh, yeah. And my least favorite part is at the bottom there. And it's hard to see in this picture, but she clearly had like a corset there that was very visible, like just like a nude corset. And I was a little surprised that she did that.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like I said, the skate was, they repurposed the skate for her top, which was cute, but I still found her a little messy. Like I thought it was a cute look, but it was a little too much all over the place, a little messy, but I like the sportiness of it. I just wanted it to be a little bit more. I felt it to be too simple, but messy. And I don't even know how you do the simple and messy, but
yeah. And she's had good momentum with her looks.
Absolutely.
And I feel like this was maybe a little bit of a step back.
It was just a little dip, you know what I mean? Because she was like up and moving up. Everybody, she had a little dip, but I don't think
she was rollerblading up and then skated down just a little bit.
She stumbled a little bit, but I think she can rise up again if she wanted to.
Oh, for sure.
But scores for Gabanna.
73.
I will give Gabanna a 73 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I will match you on that one. Star.
Yeah, Star. This feels a little bit like season 1 or 2 of US Drag Race to me. Like, I just don't know that this is up to the level that we're at now. I don't know, this is just season 2 for Belgique, but still the standard's higher than this. And like they said, she had her big reveal of taking off the jacket, and it was just that shirt underneath. I don't know why, but when I first saw her, I was like, that looks like Poopy Poison.
In the face, she looked like Poopy Poison too.
And that's a Poopy wig. I feel like Poopy would wear that wig.
Absolutely.
Which is not my favorite wig she's worn either.
Oh.
Yeah, overall, I thought this was the worst of the night.
Yeah, it was too boring. It was too simple. It was not enough of anything. And that's the hard part about this. Like, because you standing on that stage next to all these other girls with their outfits on, and you just forget about this one.
Mm-hmm.
And even the worst ones, that the other ones that's not that much better than yours, was that much better than yours.
Right.
So it's kind of like, it's alright. It's alright. It was just too simple and too bland. Scores.
I gave her 59.
I gave her 69.
Okay, nice.
Thanks. But yep, that is that. So we get on the runway, and then they do something weird. Well, they don't. It's not weird, but they ask them the question that every drag queen hates to get. It's who deserves to go and why. And so Star starts it off. I just want to put that out there. Star started it. And she started it, and she said that she thought Chloe should go home through the track record. And so then Gabanna follows it up and agrees with Star and said, yep, Chloe Clark should go home. See, so Star and Gabanna started this. And so then they go down to Alvilda, and she says, based off of this week, it should be Star. I was like, ooh, well, all right, Alvilda. And then Veuve said, yep, based off of this week, it should be Star. And then Loulou Velvet says, I agree, it should be Star. And Chloe was like, I'm getting my lick back, it should be Star. So she picked Star. So 4 people picked Star, 2 people picked Chloe. And then they sent them back to the workroom. No critiques at all. It was just like, okay, shoot. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I was so confused.
I was like, did I pass something? I'm scrolling back, like, did I miss? And they're like, no. Taylor was like, no, they just didn't critique anything. I was like, because I watched the last of it with David, and he was like, no, they didn't. They just sent them on their way. And I was like, oh. I was like, so we're not getting critiques? How do we just go save the winners and without no critiques? And he's like, no, they're critiquing when they come back. But I was like, okay.
But it's an interesting dynamic because they're going back there and they, like, nobody has a clue, like, who's going to be where, like, placed where. They just have their own opinions to go off of. Also, I do want to say, I beg for this every time, but when they ask these questions, who should go home and why, give them a little board to write a name on. Because the thing that annoys me, it drives me crazy, and thank you, Alvilda, for breaking it up, but I hate it when the first person says a name and everybody piles on because it's the easy thing to do.
Absolutely.
I want to hear people's genuine opinions, and they have to be committed into it by locking it in on that board.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. When we start our own drag contest and start our own show, that's how we're doing it, David.
It is.
So ask them the dreaded question. We're like, here's a board, write it down and close it to your chest. That's how we're doing it. So just get ready. I don't know what the drag show is going to be called, but when me and David produce our own drag show, that's what's happening. I don't know what's happening.
It's coming. It's called Drag Race Birmingham and Springfield. It's going to be just Birmingham queens and Springfield, Missouri queens.
Period. I don't know what's happening with that. I don't know what's happening. But I'll put it out there. I'm sure
we can even do Tucson as well.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do Tucson too. So it'll be Drag Race Birmingham, Tucson, and Springfield, Missouri. Those are the only queens.
It's going to be BTS. BTS Drag Race.
Oh, the BTS army will be like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's how we're going to get our viewers. Drag Race BTS. It's going to be so amazing. All the K-pop. Yeah, there's definitely going to be K-pop. Nope, it's Birmingham, Tucson, Springfield.
Period. See what you forgot, what y'all missed. Y'all missed the little M that we put at the bottom of Springfield. So it's BTS, but they missed that M because it was teeny, teeny, tiny. But anyway, so they go back. They don't know where they're placed. They have no idea, no critiques to go off of. So they all seem a little like uneasy, not really sure what they were going to do. But they go back to the runway and they get the critiques. And I was like, oh, we're getting the critiques now? Cool. And I felt like the critiques were pretty on brand for what I thought was going to happen. But I don't know about you. What did you think?
Yeah. It was interesting because they did talk about how Star struggled, maybe because French wasn't her first language, but then somebody else was like, well, what's Chloe's excuse then? Because she did well and she speaks Flemish. So those were the two things that stood out to me. Oh, I did, thinking back, I do remember during the Untucked, they talked about the potential of, I think they talked about Loulou possibly winning. And for me, after the critiques, it was like, okay, I think Loulou was closer to the bottom two than winning.
Yeah, I would have never have thought Loulou was winning, not going by the Snatch Game and the runway.
Right.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. But if I was just going by Snatch Game and the runway, the top two was the top two. With the third person being Veuve.
Yeah, I could see that.
But anyway, so we do get the critiques and we get the results. And our top two, who me and David agree, was Chloe Clark and Alvilda. And baby,
Deserve.
period. Because it is what it is. But our bottom two being Gabanna and Star,
aka Team David,
which again,
Deserve.
Oh, why? Because they're my team?
No, because they were both the worst.
Fair. Was this revenge for them looking at those notes?
I didn't even think about that.
They're like, we already had our plans for this week, but next week we haven't decided yet.
I didn't even think about
check
that.
Those notes.
David, I didn't even think about that. Oh, snap. Oh, shoot. Let me be quiet. Oh, gosh. It's 10:30. I didn't even think about that.
Wait. They found themselves in the bottom two, and you know what they did. You know how they felt when they realized they were in the bottom two? They were looking like that. Wait, we're the bottom two?
Oh, stop it.
Okay.
Damn. Oh, gosh. You gotta get me in trouble. Stop it.
This is what happens when Logan leaves us alone.
Oh gosh, I didn't even think about that. But oh my god, stop!
Sorry.
Stop it! I'm calming down. I'm taking them off. Oh gosh, I'm taking them off. Oh man, that's so funny. Oh my gosh, you gonna get me in trouble? Oh gosh, okay. But those are the bottom two, and the winner of this week's Miss Chloe Clark.
It's our girl. Yay.
It's about time, baby.
Look, that was a lucky wig. That was a lucky wig that Alvilda was wearing, and Alvilda had some good momentum, and then she passed on her luck over to Chloe, or behind her to Chloe.
Baby. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. I
Mhm.
was very happy for her. I'm very happy for Chloe because
Me too.
deserved, honey. Deserved. Hold on, let me do it for you because you did.
Deserve.
Absolutely. You ate up. You ate up.
Even the drag den queens think so.
They think so too. I mean, I didn't want to do the other one where it was laughing and everything, but
Look, we got a positive deserve and we have a negative deserve now.
absolutely.
Although both were used in a negative way.
This one just sounds more
It
like.
sounds more positive.
But so we do have our lip sync and the lip sync between Gabanna and Star, and it was "My Head, My Heart" by Ava Max. And I knew that song. I was like, oh, I know this song.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, word. Look at me knowing a song. And I will say, I thought they both did a really good job at the lip
Yeah.
sync. I thought they both did a good job at the lip sync.
Yeah, it was more even than I expected. Because
Mhm.
honestly, I thought Gabbana was gonna kind
Eat
of
her up.
wipe the
Eat
floor
her
with
up.
Star. But Star had a lot of energy. She was going
Mhm.
for it. Is it gonna be a lip sync I remember like months from now? No, but I thought both of them held their own for sure.
Absolutely. I was like, okay. I was on the same impression. I was like, oh, Gabbana about to eat her up. It's about to be over. And Star came with it. She came with the fire. She came with the sass. She came with the energy. I was like, I'm here for it, Star.
Mhm.
It worked. But Gabbana was doing her thing too. And I was like, work. I think Gabbana was definitely more in the musical, like musicality of it all. I was like, da, 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 da. And, like it was good. I thought they both ate, and I thought it could have went either way, to be
Mhm.
honest. But the judges decided, and they sent home Star.
Oh no, not Star.
Unfortunately, it was Star. And I was like, oh, okay. It could have went either way, and I would have been
Mhm.
okay with either one of them actually staying or going because I thought both of them did a pretty good job at this lip sync.
Yeah, I agree. I do think so far, I think Gabbana's had higher highs than
Mm-hmm.
Star has
Mm-hmm.
because really Star's been pretty safe for me, except
Absolutely.
I do think she should have been high during that um, design challenge. Like
Okay.
she should have got that third spot.
Okay.
But other than that, like I feel like Gabbana's had higher highs personally.
I agree. I understand. And yeah, I thought it was fine. It was good. Star is going to be missed. We miss you, Star, because you were great. You
Mhm.
were great. I love a season queen anyway. So to see you there, you did a great job, and I was very happy to have you here. And I was
Me
very
too.
happy to watch her. But that is that. David, I'm going to give you some time.
I have it pulled up. I was
Well then,
prepared for once.
period. So draft update, David.
So it's actually getting a little closer between second and third
Mhm.
because Lana with her one person got 5 points this episode, and me with two people got 1 point this episode because I had the bottom two. But now you have 23.5
I
points,
broke 20. Woohoo. I didn't
and
do
you
that in the
did.
last draft.
Uh-oh. And then I have 31.5, so I'm only 8 ahead of you.
But
So really,
Logan,
it's a race for second place
yeah, because
because
Logan is kicking my
yeah,
butts.
Logan has almost the amount we have combined. He has 52 points
Sickening.
because
Sickening.
because he has
All three people.
everybody that's been winning challenges until now.
Till
And
now.
finally, we have Chloe winning a challenge too. So,
And Star winning the mini challenge.
oh yeah,
So yeah. But that is it, y'all. We have done it. We have finished. We have succeeded and talked about Belgique till we can't talk about it anymore because that's the end of the episode. But we will be back next same time, same panel, mostly, maybe different panel. I don't know. Who knows with us? We will figure stuff out when we figure it out. But you'll always get the best of the best from us. So the best that we could give you. How about that? How about that? But we appreciate you watching. We'll be back, like I said, and while you're here, if you stuck around this whole time, hit the subscribe button, would you? We appreciate you. Hit the subscribe button. Let us know that you are checking us out and you rocking with us because we rocking with you. Period. Follow us on our other channel, the Cup TV and the Cup ESC. If you're into reality TV and Eurovision, that'd be great. Hit the join button to join our membership channel here or on Patreon. The link of that is in the description below. And our link tree, if you want to do a super thanks, we super thank you. And all of it will go to making this podcast better and greater for you. Keep scrolling down below and you'll see Cup merch. Get your cup merch. Not limited to this cup mug, but all of our cup merch. LanaG'sCreation.etsy.com. The link is in the description below. You can follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can also just follow me and David if you want to on Twitter, on Instagram, and all of that stuff. And on that note, I say, cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Boy.
Boy.
Bye-bye.